Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to the movie review, aka After I Saw. It's been a while since I've done an out of the theater review, but I figured since I'm out and I'm walking home from here, haven't gotten a car yet, but I will soon. But anyways, this time it is going to be on Dangerous Animals. This is a shark movie which involves a woman named Zephyr who meets up with a guy, but she gets kidnapped by this crazy, unhinged lunatic who is obsessed with sharks, and he makes videos of his victims getting eaten by the sharks in a very, very crazy fashion because, you know, with sharks and all, it was assumed that they would always feed on humans, when this movie actually kind of takes that step in a much more realistic-ish approach. I mean, the sharks, they're clearly CGI, but I mean like in a much more different way, if you understand what I'm going for here. But when it comes to shark movies, all of them are pretty much the same. People getting trapped in an area full of sharks, we've seen that a million times, and of course none of them will ever be as good as the original Jaws, and it's actually going to be Jaws' 50th anniversary this year, so with this movie coming out it would make sense. But this is actually probably one of the best shark movies I've seen in a while. I haven't seen a shark movie this good since The Shallows, which was like 9 years ago. This movie definitely is not as like heavy in terms of shark attacks, because they do this in a much more different way, where instead of having a bunch of shark attacks, they give you suspense in terms of if these people are going to get eaten when they're in the water, rather than just having them, you know, immediately get eaten. Because when the movie starts off, it starts off innocently enough, but oh man, we were definitely in for a ride when it comes to the villain, because yeah, he is crazy, and Jai Courtney, it's either Jay or Jai, is terrific in this movie. I just loved to hate this guy. The fact that he was killing off these people and such, like he truly stole the show for me. But really, he makes this movie work super well. And for his performance, he doesn't always go serious. Like, there's literally this one scene where he dances randomly. It was definitely a much more entertaining dance to get through than whatever the hell was going on in Morbius. As for the main lead role, I also thought she was very likable, as well as this other guy that she meets up with, who of course develop a romance. It comes off rather quick, but I kind of like the motive they had, as it's pretty basic when it comes to the aspect of, you know, someone getting captured and trying to escape. I feel like because this movie knows how to bring in the suspense at the right time, because sometimes the movie can be very unpredictable. Though when it comes to specific elements of her trying to escape, there are some questionable things she does that might end up getting her killed when she's in the water, because that does happen quite a bit. Brief spoiler. But yeah, even though it doesn't go fully heavy in terms of shark attacks, there was still a good amount of violence happening on the ground than in the ocean. Because like I said before, this guy is crazy, and he'll stop at nothing to get his precious videos made. And to me, that's really the highlight of the film. It knows how to be entertaining, even though it doesn't always focus on the shark attacks. So it's not fully heavy on that. But then again, Jaws wasn't always about the shark attacks either. It's good to have a movie involving sharks that isn't always focused on that, but also just trying to be suspenseful at the same time. And there's still a plenty amount of blood shown off throughout the film, so there's still plenty to work with here in terms of entertainment, in terms of the violence category. But still, some people would have probably preferred had there been more shark attacks. As for me, I was still very entertained throughout the movie. It's only an hour and 38 minutes long, which is a very reasonable runtime for a movie like this. It just had me going, I can't believe we're living in a modern era where a shark movie can still be really good without it just feeling generic. Because oftentimes it does still have that same motive most creature feature horror films would have, and horror films in general. But still, nonetheless, it knew what it was trying to be. And in the end, I really had a fun time watching this movie. I wasn't really planning on seeing it because I didn't really know much about it. But then again, I didn't hear much about clown in a cornfield. But I went to see that movie anyway, and I enjoyed that film too. I enjoyed this film a little bit more. So yeah, the title may be called Dangerous Animals, but I say this is definitely a safe watch. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. How to Train Your Dragon comes out pretty soon, so yeah, let's see how that goes. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram or maybe Blue Sky. Give me a follow if you can. Links in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.